Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a long time since I've been on this channel. I am planning on trying to pick up some of my projects again. Got a lot of life I'm trying to sort out. But we'll get something going again on this channel. I I'm actually here because I need to vent. Um, and I figured if I'm gonna vent, might as well vent to a YouTube channel nobody ever cares about, except me, of course, because But I came here to vent because I'm noticing something in current Hollywood, if you could phrase it that way, but in current pop fiction is probably the better way of putting it. This air of laziness, people so driven in the higher echelons by good insert good politics agenda here, that they stop trying to actually write. Now, hear me out here. I I believe stories should be timeless. I am somebody who believes that current day politics of any era should not be put into the messaging of fiction made at the time, because it immediately dates your piece. It becomes a product of its time instead of being timeless. And so and being apolitical, I don't want to get involved in politics, and I don't want it in my fiction. I've had to stop watching a lot of my favorite shows, and a lot of movies I wanted to see I didn't go see because they were getting too political. I don't want I don't want my real world politics in fiction. I just don't. But more so than anything, I get agitated because the people who do this, the people in the higher ups calling these shots, they they take our goodwill for granted as fans. They think we're idiots. And do you want to know why they think we're idiots? Because the people who have already, I'm sure, if they've stumbled across this, gone, you didn't like insert thing that has political message? You don't like current day progressive idealism in your fiction? Well, you're an insert horrible things here because our ideals are pure and good and nobody could argue with those. And if you don't like it, then you're the worst kind of person. And those kind of people are exactly why current CEOs think we're idiots, that we will blindly eat whatever cookie cutter bland nonsense they make. I was looking forward to Batwoman. I really was. And I'm using it kind of here as a scapegoat because if you know anything about writing, you will know that the first two episodes of the show not only ruined some really excellent plot reveals, really excellent plot twists, things that could have gone on for a whole season of things. They crammed them all into one hour episode. They didn't explore any of the deeper things involved in it whatsoever. It was two dimensional, hacky writing with no depth, all tell, no show, and it was personally insulting to me as a member of the audience when I came in looking forward to it, because I love the Arrowverse. And okay, fine, well, I'll keep watching Supergirl, because Supergirl turned out really good for a bit there, and I was enjoying that. And I come back in, and what do they do? Well, they take Lena Luthor, a powerful, independent woman who just found out her friends were betraying her, and doesn't want to be defined by the evil of her family, but is still Luthor and is implied to be just as smart as Lex, just if not more capable in some ways. Implied, but then they repeatedly cause her to make these dumb mistakes that no Luthor would ever make. And that if these events ever happened, it would be a part of the plan, and I would have been excited if they had left it blank and left it no tell, just show. Just go, okay, that's fine, I didn't need you anymore anyway, that kind of thing, and move on. But no, instead they're having her do these things where she's not only burning all these bridges, she's admitting in private to a thing she made that she doesn't know what she's doing, and that she's made these tactical errors that no Luthor ever would. And all I can really think about it is that they don't know how to write. And some people are going to go, well, diversity hires, man. No, I'm not blaming diversity hires on this one. I'm blaming the people too lazy to screen people. I am in full support of diversity in the writing room, because diversity of culture, diversity of background, diversity of everything is very important if you want to get a full spectrum of this stuff. and you want somebody up there who has a different experience than you go right on ahead, you hire them up. But you've got to screen for talent. You've got to, make sure they actually know how to write, that they aren't like fresh out of high school with no talent and C's across the board in English, where if they ever took a creative writing course, they would get D's and be told that they need to rewrite like half of what they've done. Or you know what? Why don't you just, put more than your rough draft on screen? That would be nice, because it was clearly a first draft. There's nothing. There is nothing there. There's no depth to the characters, no depth to the writing. Even if you had the greatest Shakespearean actors acting this stuff, it would still be one of the worst possible stories. Because it, you can't just, to quote Futurama, it's like, you can't just have your characters say how they feel. That makes me very angry. And the whole joke being, it's like, it is lazy writing. You're supposed to be able to have them express, not through words, but through actions. And with a plot, the less your audience sees, but the more you know is going on in the background, the more developed all of this can be, because you don't have to rub it in your audience's face. But no, if you're writing with your agenda first, you're going to try and make your agenda as plausible and strong and as attention drawing as you possibly can, because that's what matters. You don't care about your characters, you don't care about your plot, you don't care about your setting, you don't care about your lore, you only care about your agenda. And as a writer, it actively annoys me because you waste so much potential for exploring various character concepts, various problems human beings experience, various interesting villains that could have so much more depth, so much more intrigue, so much more interesting things going on. And you throw it all out the window because you believe your audience is brain dead. And it sickens me to see somebody with such little respect for their fans, for their audience, and for people at large. And I realize it's because these people do believe everyone is beneath them. They do believe they are better than everybody. And they do believe you are too dumb to experience a well written story, so they don't have to try because they're just simply the best writers you will ever see. And it bothers me. I don't pull the "it's not for you" nonsense, because that is bullcrap. Animaniacs was for all audiences, but it was pitched to kids. And I do mean Animaniacs was for all audiences, because if you've ever watched it, dang. Looney Tunes was not originally pitched for kids, but guess what? It appealed to kids. That's kind of my point. A lot of these things, Avatar The Last Airbender is one of the better examples too. It was a show that in its first season was definitely designed for kids, but as it grew in depth and character development, it didn't just grow with its audience, it became something that everybody of all ages could enjoy. And so I don't want to hear the "but it's not for you" argument, because it's not a matter of whether or not it was written for me as a member of the audience. There are certain things that are accepted in story structure, in writing, that is completely without bias. This is not something that's different between genders or different between anything else. No, there are certain things that just work when you're writing something. Things that just, make a story good. That's all I'm looking for. Just looking for you to, try to have depth, to show instead of tell, and to stop hammering me over the head with every little thing in case I missed it, because I'm just so dumb, right, that I can't keep up. Oh, it's not like I can jump into the middle of a show and still enjoy it because I can follow the plot of what's currently going on in front of me, and then find myself pleasantly surprised later by a bit of plot I didn't see in an earlier episode, or that I can't just accept that that's a thing that, happened earlier in the season. No, 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 I'm too dumb for that. God, I can't. I really can't. So yeah, I needed to vent about feeling personally insulted by today's current fiction due to lazy writing. Lazy writing filled to the brim with agendas and no depth. No, you can't. They don't even. They want to. They want to drive their agendas home, but they don't want to actually work for it. They just want it to be there so they can feel good and they can go home and la di da di da. And if we don't like it, then we don't have to watch. And then when the money goes down, they go, well, that's because you're terrible people. Because if you were good people, you'd support us with our agendas. Oh, God. I'm giving myself a headache. I shouldn't have done this. This was a bad idea. Gonna post it anyway, though. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get back on some of those projects. The one I want to pick up again is the Pokemon Stadium run, but I'm gonna have to track down my old Pokemon Blue save, and I don't know if I still do. But if I can track down my old Pokemon Blue save, I'll get up to where I was and finish that run. Don't know if I'll do live commentary for it. Don't know if I'll do post commentary. Might just stream it. Stream it without dialogue. I don't know. But I'll figure something out. Too many things going on right now. But I just wanted to put this here, give you guys an update, and vent about people who think their audiences are too dumb to understand, writing. Yeah, have a good night, everybody.